up, gigglers?
Gary, fix the Wi-Fi.
Manifest that shit.
We can't be managed. I mean, the day just got away from me.
Hello, my giggly gobbly gooblies.
I wanted to say what you said before we started recording, which was so funny. When we both show up on Zoom in makeup, we know that we're tired. Like, we went too hard.
When we're both wearing makeup, yeah, we did too much that day.
Yeah, we need to be in the bed.
We both, when we wear makeup, look like we're trapped in a body we don't want to be in.
There's nothing I want more than to literally scratch all my fingers down my face.
Concealer off.
And then just, like, put sweatpants on. Like, there's nothing I want more.
But I'm so bad at makeup that, like, 4 hours into the day, normally my makeup just comes off because I'm so greasy. But that's besides the point.
Wait, hold on. Before I say this, I have a story. So I had to go to Mexico for a wedding, and my mom obviously, like, was so mad about it and was trying, like, sending me all these, like, travel advisories and was like, please don't go, please cancel this trip. And I was like, Mom, I have to go to this wedding, whatever. And she's like, it wasn't a question of, like, if I was gonna get abducted. It was like, you're going to get abducted, so, like, what are you gonna do in that moment? So she's got me so fucking scared. So we get out of the airport and we meet our driver who Craig had, like, hired, I don't know, from, like, the hotel or whatever to come pick us up. I'm standing there. This girl, it's me, Craig, and the driver. This girl comes up to me and she goes, oh, I just want to say, like, I'm such a fan of Giggly Squad. Like, oh my God, I love you. And we just, like, have a small convo. But I'm trying to, like, make sure that this girl isn't talking very loudly because I didn't want the driver to hear. Right as she walks away, the driver goes, fan of what? Like, why did that girl just say that she was a fan of you? And so in my head, I was like, oh my God, if they're going to steal someone, they're literally going to steal the small 5'4" woman who has only eaten almonds on the plane and hold them for ransom, who, like, is famous in the United States. Like,
they're gonna use
they're taking me
for my exposure to Gen Z and millennial women on my podcast.
Yeah, they're gonna literally post my ransom on TikTok and, like, do a dance. And so in my head, I say to the driver, I go, oh, I don't know what she was talking about. Like, I just have this, like, really small niche podcast that, like, a very small corner of the internet. Just a coincidence that I'm seeing someone. Craig chimes the fuck in
my God,
and goes,
because he's proud of you.
Oh, like, yeah, actually, like, she has a podcast and, like, she just, like, so everybody loves it. And we actually do, like, entertainment stuff in the United States. And I look at him and I was like, are you setting me up to actually be abducted?
You're like, but we're broke. We haven't saved any of our money. We're very fiscally irresponsible.
My family hates me. They'll never pay for me to come back. It's a lost cause.
I have no family.
The other thing, okay, I got super high the other day, whatever it was. And I was looking at, like, merch inspo, like, for us. You know how we always say niche? Like, this is a niche podcast on, like, a small niche corner of the internet. So anyway, I, like, told this story, like, a million times and everybody was, like, laughing at, like, the word niche. Like, they'd never heard it before. They were like, oh my God, so funny, like, niche podcast.
Whenever I say any joke that no one laughs at, I go, sorry, that was really niche.
Really niche. Super, super niche. And then I was looking, then, like, later that night, whatever, I'm looking for, like, merch inspo and, like, how we can do, like, new collections, whatever. Why have we not made a sweatshirt that says niche is a place in France?
We have to make it, like,
we have to make it immediately. Niche is a place in France. So niche.
That's also the name of your next book. Like, when you write a book.
Yeah, niche is a place in France. Yes.
I think it's, like, fashion. I'm obsessed. Okay, we have to do that, like, this week.
I thought that was I was so proud of myself.
Wait, you're a genius. You don't have to work for months now. You could get kidnapped, and by the time you come back, you'll be fine. Wait, that is so funny, because you saw what I posted about my mom. She sent me a New York Times article that says, like, gel manicures are unsafe.
My dad.
And I posted it. I said, why are moms like this? Everyone was like, my mom sent that to me, and my mom sent that to me.
My dad
was like, you're going to die if you get another gel.
My dad was like, hey, when you get your nails done, you don't do that UV light, huh? Because I just saw something on the Today Show. I wanted to be like, the amount of horrible things I've done to my body the past 30 years. A little UV light on my fingers.
You're like, UV light. I have a UTA every single day and I fight for my life. I would love to go because of a gel manicure. If that's the way I die, that's the way I die.
Any doctor can sell me any laser and I put it right on my fucking face. Okay? Literally, if they said stuff this inside of you, I would fucking do it.
There was more chemicals in my Starbucks order this morning.
Literally.
Also, like, okay, so you want me to just walk around with my raw chicken nails? My little nubs?
I actually don't get gel though.
I do gel because I'm just crazy with my hands.
Well, it
We're
lasts
Italian.
longer.
But I had a panic. Oh my God. I had a vision. So I am very new to the nail industry, right? But I think I'm a trendsetter already. She's delusional, but like she's trying, you know?
Yeah.
I wanted to go with like a sage green.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wanted a green. And I was
Yeah.
like, this is going to be the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm the new Hailey Bieber. I'm going to do a green and all the girlies are going to get green. And I sat down and the lady was like, absolutely not.
She said no.
She was like, no, you don't want green. And I was like, no, like I have a vision. And she was like, no. And she goes, it's Valentine's Day. You need to get pink. And I was like, bitch, that's so basic. I don't want pink. I want green. I want it to like.
I can
I know
picture you sitting there though. She said, no, you're not getting green. You said, okay.
I literally sat there with my tail between my legs. I said, I'm so sorry.
You're like, I know.
Such a horrible
Actually,
idea.
green is like throw up and like it's the worst. I don't even know why I picked it. Yeah, give me the hot pink. Thank you.
I would never ever force you to paint my nails with something you didn't like.
Like,
But also like I realize I am also the drama because I know people would hate the green, but I kind of get off on that. Like I love when
I
people are
like
this.
green.
I think green would be cool. I mean, I probably would have picked the wrong shade.
Green is honestly one of my top 3 favorite colors.
I'm manifestationing money. So she goes, you have to do pink. And I go, okay, can we do like a chrome? I just said that. And then she was like, yes. And then I start panicking. I'm like, no, chrome is not in anymore. Like the girls were doing chrome like 4 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
We can't do chrome. So I ended up getting pink chrome.
So here are my pink chrome nails.
And like, I think it's fine, but it's not. It's
not what you wanted. It's not what you wanted.
And Paige, tell me the truth. Chrome. I feel like chrome isn't like cool. Like people, it's not ahead of the game.
I don't think it's uncool though.
But you're not gonna look at me and be like, wow,
wow, new and trend setting. Not like I would if you had green.
Yeah. So that woman sabotaged me. She's probably hired by who's coming for me right now.
Honestly, what day of the week is it really? We
I had a nickel.
we cannot keep track. Like,
wait, so overall, how was Mexico?
okay, it was really fun. It's so funny to go on this. We went on vacation this was like Craig's college group of friends, and there was like 40 of them because they're all like married. But they all went to like the College of Charleston. So I was like literally the only one. And it's so fun to go away with moms. Like I didn't realize because they are fucking down for anything at any time. Like the more drinks they can have, like the better. They're probably my favorite travel people.
It's almost like they're going through their early 20s again.
Yeah. And everyone gives the same advice and it's just wait. Don't do it yet. Just wait. And like all of these moms had babies that were like 3 or 4 at the time, like now.
Yeah.
Like they all got married kind of early.
They
So, like,
scare you and they give you so many mixed messages.
They were
They're
ready
like,
to
don't
pop
do
off.
it, don't do it. You'll hate it, you'll love it. You're gonna love them, but you're gonna hate yourself. And I was like, I feel more confused than ever.
The wedding was gorgeous. It was in this like really small town in Mexico, and it was so like authentic. Like no one really spoke English like at all, which I love because I'm not a huge talker to strangers anyway. I'm like, I get you, you get me, great. So
Isn't it funny that you still
enjoyed
know who you vibe with?
Yeah.
Sorry, that just reminded me of the meme when it's like pets are so weird. It's just you and this other creature that doesn't speak the same language, but you just fuck with them.
It's such a small town that like everyone has golf carts, so you just drove your golf cart
God.
around, and it was really fun.
Was the food good? Because I love Mexican food.
Okay, I'm going to be totally honest. I didn't realize that I love Mexican food, but I realized that I like American Mexican food.
Okay, you like Tex-Mex.
Well, I like sour cream.
Same.
And
Okay,
that's not a thing there.
You're 100% right. You'll literally get tacos and you're like, can I have sour cream? And they're like,
what? Yeah, it was they didn't know, and Craig was like, stop asking for sour cream.
wait, you know what this means? You have to bring sour cream. Like, you have to traffic sour cream into Mexico.
If someone told me, I literally would have. I was unaware that it was like such an Americanized thing.
I just envisioned you getting kidnapped, being like, they give you some food under the door and you go use sour cream.
No, I would literally be the worst person to get kidnapped. And I have like, and I'm not kidding, majority of the girls that I spoke to like on this trip could not stop shitting their pants. They were also drinking tequila. Like, it was literally being rationed. So that might have had something to do with it. They could literally not stop shitting their pants. And I wanted it. I was like, would you eat? I was looking for anything.
Oh, because you were clogged up?
I was clogged up. I was in the camp that was clogged up, and then other people were in the camp where like they could not stop.
Well, yeah, because you were so nervous about getting taken, so your whole body was just tightened up.
So fucking nervous. And Craig is usually very like, he does not want me to hear him going to the bathroom like at all. But our room was so small, and we did have like a little balcony that like sometimes I would go out to because I knew like he had to go to the bathroom. I was like, I wish I could go. And then he got to one point where he goes, he looks at me and he goes, look, we're in Mexico. We're gonna just have to deal with it because I'd rather you be healthy than like feel like you're making a lot of noises. So if you have to go, I want you to immediately go. Like, don't try and hold anything.
Wait, you guys just hit like a new step in your relationship. Congratulations.
And I was like, oh my God, are you saying that like if I farted in front of you, like you'd be okay with it? And he goes, God, Paige, I hate that word. And I go, say it. Just say it. I go, just whisper fart. And he was like, I'm not doing it. Why do you always try and make me do things I don't want to do?
Okay, so Des is like known, like, how do I say it? He's known like a playground legend, apparently, as a kid for being like the best farter. Like, I guess that's all they do at all boys schools, all boys Catholic schools. He said that he would fart to the point that people would clap after.
Oh my
And I was like,
God.
I don't know how to feel.
Like, he can fart on command?
Yeah, I don't know command, but when he does it, like, it like lasts like 3 minutes, and it like has like a journey. It has like a chorus. It has like a set of, like,
It was literally, Dez's farting is better than Rihanna's halftime performance, honestly. There's crescendo, there's altos, there's sopranos.
there was t-shirt guns.
Literally. He could set anything on
Background
fire.
dancers. It was funny though when they were saying the background dancers were the sperm that didn't make it.
Gross.
Were those hazmat suits?
They kind of looked like that. It looked like hazmat / like make it après ski.
True.
No.
Oh my God, did I tell you this is making me go skiing again next week?
Oh my God.
I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. Like, it started as a joke, and the next thing you know, I have a full ski podcast.
Where are you going skiing?
Well, I'm doing shows in Vancouver. I'm so excited about it. I've never been.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, let's stay a little longer and go to Whistler.
Oh my God, so chic.
It's fancy. It's nice. But, and he was like, babe, we're going to wake up at 7 a.m. And I was like, yeah.
Why must he torture you?
Also, like, I'm bitch is tired. I've been in Albuquerque. By the way, have you ever tried to spell Albuquerque?
I would never even attempt that.
After the first 3 letters, you fight for your life. Like, you're so...
Right when you get to the Kirky part, you're done.
Because I kept having to text people where I was, and I was like, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it.
No.
But then they got really boring with naming New Mexico. But, like, imagine being Mexico, being like, oh, so you think you're, like, young and beautiful? Like, you're saying I need eye cream?
Yeah.
Anyway, then I went to San Diego. Now I'm in LA. Then I'm going to Vancouver. And then I'm gonna be in a full ski boot camp.
I feel like now that like I've watched you be married for like almost a year, I feel like women have babies to get out of things that their husbands want to do.
Fully.
Like if you were pregnant right now, you'd be like, oh, I'm so mad I can't go skiing with you. But like,
no, I'll
baby.
literally be lying there with butter on my chest, and I'm like, can you grab the remote? And he's like, you right there. And I'm like, butter's on my chest. And then I'm like, I need to get
You're like, I'm mothering? Literally the only reason, people ask me all the time, when are you going to get married? When are you going to get engaged? The only reason I literally even think about possibly getting married or engaged is so that I can time it so that I can be pregnant with you. Like, I just want to experience that with you.
Paige, that was the most like beautiful thing you've ever said about our friendship.
Gross.
I'm uncomfortable.
Like, I just feel like it would be, like, I just would feel the most comfortable with you.
I would get out of reality TV retirement to do me and you pregnant on a reality TV show together. They're like,
Just
look, this is less exciting than the Rihanna Super Bowl. You guys haven't left bed in 4 weeks.
The opening of the show would just be us, like, overly waddling down the street.
Shine bright like a dog.
I just couldn't, I couldn't think of someone better to listen to a pregnancy experience than you, because I just feel like it's going to be so funny.
Also, I mean, I'm waiting to get pregnant for when you tell me to get pregnant, because that's what the psychic told me. I just feel like it would be cool to go through it with you and not be alone.
Yeah. Think about all the things we'd have to talk about on the pod.
What if your face gets swollen and mine doesn't? You'll hate me.
Oh my God, you literally just put it into the atmosphere. My tongue is going to be swollen and you're going to literally look like you have a small basketball on your stomach.
I'm going to have 2 abs on top.
I'm going to literally have like gestational diabetes. I already know. I already know in my head, because you know I am a psychic. I know that I'm not giving birth vaginally. No, I already know it. I legit know it. I know that we're going to plan for it, and then I know right when I'm in there.
What? Because your canal is too tiny?
I know that the doctor's going to be like, your baby's head is way too big. We can't get it out. We have to do an emergency C-section. I already know.
Your baby's ego is out of control already, and it's going to have to go through your butthole.
And if it's Craig's baby, that baby will literally like walk out saying, I'm smarter than everyone here. Oh, the doctor going to figure out how to get me out. Got myself out.
Okay, Des and my baby is going to be so sarcastic. Never shut the fuck up. Put that baby on Adderall the second it comes out of me. It's going to be like, if I have a boy, oh my God, Nate Bargatze is like the funniest comedian, and he just did a bit about how he has a girl. He's like a girl dad.
Yes.
And he's like, she's a literal angel. And he goes, once I like watched my friend's boy, because he had watched my girl once, and he goes, that's not an even trade. He goes, this baby boy was feral. This baby boy like a media.
He was like, it was literally like he threw a bobcat in the room and said like, watch my son. He was like, I gave you a princess, like who colors, and you gave me a literal bobcat. Yeah, he's great. His stand-up is great.
So funny. The kid's like hanging from the chandelier, hiding under. I did babysit one of my friend's babies once, and I swear the second she left, the baby went straight for the power surge, like where you plug in. What is it called? The power.
Pat the outlet.
Yeah, like trying to put its finger. I was like out of everything in the room.
Like that's where you want to stick your fingers in.
Oh God.
This might come as a shock to you, but I've literally never babysat anyone ever in my entire life. Like That's
the least shocking thing I've ever heard.
I've never been around a baby. Like I don't have. No, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
You go, I've never made eye contact. I don't trust them. I don't like them. They're shifty.
I literally don't fucking trust them. I've never been around a baby. Like the only time I was ever around a baby was like my cousins, but I was a legit baby. Like I was like 8.
Yeah.
Like so I've never babysat. And I remember there was one time in high school, there was this bakery like down the street from my house, and I was going in to like get something, and the woman that owned, and I was in my school uniform. Like I was in high school. Like I drove to this bakery. And the woman that owns it was standing behind the counter, and she goes, oh my God, like you go to so-and-so high school, like whatever. And we're chatting. She was like, do you by any chance babysit? And I was so offended.
You go, I'm on the cover of Limited 2 right now.
And I got in the car.
There's a billboard of me in Times Square right now.
And I called my mom.
Get paid $20 an hour to watch your kid cry.
I called my mom and I was like, oh my God, this woman just asked me if I like would babysit her kids. Is that not so rude? And she was like, no, Paige, normal girls in high school to make money babysit children. I was like, that's vile. Like, I don't want to babysit your fucking
babysitting
kid.
all kids is not equal, because like some kids are so great and then some are monsters. Like my one friend was babysitting once and was texting me like, this kid just called me a slut, like help me.
Yeah.
Like I'm literally getting bullied. Wait, Mom, what's the violent thing I did when I was younger? Not when I punched the kid in Carvel, but remember I did another thing we were talking about.
You punched the kid in the ice cream line? What, like square in the jaw?
Okay, I can't remember and it's gonna annoy me. Oh, I remember. I wrote it down. When I was little, I was sassy. And I remember, you remember when you got told to like go to your room?
Yeah.
I was definitely told to go to my room and I was trying to escape. Like I was like, these people are not going to hold me down.
Like
I have
escape the
places
house.
to go.
like you wanted to leave the house.
No, just escape my room.
Yeah, okay.
And my dad, I have a literal vision. Like, you know those memories you have
Yes,
as a kid
yeah.
that will just never. I have a vision of him standing in front of me and I must have been like, I am going to get away from this man. And I took my leg and I just kicked him in the nuts. Like I was like, and I kicked him in the nuts and he like keeled over. And I remember my mom running to me and being like, Hannah, you can't do that to men. This is horrible. And I remember being like, it's fucking easy. You just gotta kick him in the nuts. But I remember like her being like very strict with me, like you can't just go around kicking men in the nuts.
But honestly, we should do it more. That's the problem with our society. We're taught not to kick men in the nuts.
Don't teach girls not to kick men in the nuts.
I genuinely wish I could feel what it feels like to be kicked in the nuts, because I just know that it does not compare. I know it doesn't compare to a UTI. I know that for damn sure.
No. Oh, for sure. Because UTI is like a long, extended, tortured pain. Getting kicked in the balls, I feel like they're more like in pain, but kind of like a kid who was more scared that it was going to hurt more. Like they're like, ah!
Yeah.
And you're like, that didn't hurt, right? And they're like, ah!
I feel like it's kind of like when you get the wind knocked out of you.
I think that is way more painful. I feel like it feels like a intense little stomach cramp.
Yeah. I got the wind knocked out of me this weekend, actually. Craig made me jump off this fucking boat and like and it looked like it didn't look as high as it like should have been. So as I jump and I'm midair, like literally when I'm in the air, I start to panic because I'm like, I should have hit the water by now. And that's when I screamed.
You're checking your watch. You're like, what the
No, I literally screamed at the last possible second. And then when I came up from the water, he jumped with me. I got the wind knocked out of me, and it literally looked like I didn't know how to swim. And he was literally such a dad. He was like, "Are you okay?" But I couldn't talk because I had the wind knocked. And so I just kept going like this. And he goes, "You got the wind knocked out of you. It's okay. It's okay. Nobody even noticed. You got scared because you thought you should have been in the water by now, didn't you?"
You're just a little scared. You got scared. It's gonna be okay. You're scared. Wait, so did you flop on your chest? Like, did you fall?
No,
like,
no. I fell normally.
Because I envisioned, like, you know how your hands are really long? I feel like the air got, like, it slowed you down and then you accidentally hurt. I don't know. I'm glad you're okay.
That has happened to me before, where, like, in high school, somebody made me jump off a literal cliff. And I did flop, and I broke literally every blood vessel in my thigh, and my mom screamed at me for days. She was like, what about jumping off a cliff made you think you could do it? You're not athletic.
Mom, he was 6'4".
No, he literally was so tall,
6'4".
and he said, "I will get you."
I said thank you after.
So Mexico was just so traumatizing. I didn't poop for the entire time that I was there, and then I literally got home, and the second I was in the comforts of my own home, it just flowed out of me like literal lava.
It's like your body and mind are so interconnected, and it's sick. Also, I just remembered another babysitting memory because I loved babysitting. I love kids. I think they're so
okay. Wait,
funny.
so did you ever like babysit as like a side gig job, like when you were in high school or anything? Like, were you a babysitter?
Paige, I babysat when I was working for Betches.
No way.
And getting paid no money. Well, this is the thing. I was teaching tennis, so I met a lot of these people, and one of these women I really liked, and she was like, after work, like, I have this event, can you just stay for like 4 hours? And the kid was like 12, and I would just like do work and like chill in her fancy Upper East Side apartment and get paid like $100, and I was like, cool.
Wow.
But it got to the point where his friends started to like kind of go through puberty.
Gross.
Where like I could tell the day that he realized I was a girl.
Yeah.
Like one day I was like, hey, and he was like, hey. But once the cutest thing happened, his friends were there, and I was just like chilling, and they were like, do you have any advice of how to be a good boyfriend?
Stop.
And I felt like I had so much power in this moment to change the future
Of
generations
America.
of men.
Yeah.
I put on a full-on TED Talk. Like I had a PowerPoint. I was like,
you were like at the bottom of the
getting
pyramid.
these men on the right track. I go, this is what consent is. I go, we do not gaslight in this house. We do not gaslight. Josh, what is gaslighting? Wrong. Go give me 20 push-ups. But I once babysat. I was babysitting Becca's cousin at her house, and we get in the pool, and I'm like, this is so fun. And the kid was like, let's play I'm Drowning. And I was like, let's play Abso-fucking-lutely
Oh
not.
my God,
And she'd be like,
sexual.
no, let's play I'm Drowning. And then she like dunks herself under, and she's like, help, I'm drowning, like suffocating herself. And I'm like, where do these kids get these games? I'm like, I love your creative vision, but you're gonna get Hannah in trouble.
I think as a child, like, games are like awkwardly sexual. Like I don't ever remember being like, let's play doctor, but I know that like at some point in my life someone wanted to play doctor, and I was like, you're a fucking weirdo. I mean, playing house is like, I loved playing house and like being the mom. And now I'm like that's disgusting. Why wasn't I playing like podcast host? Like niche podcast world.
Well, I'm glad you're back and you didn't get kidnapped.
I know. And then at the end of the trip, I'm going to be honest, I was getting on the plane and Craig was like, are you a little annoyed that no one even attempted? I was like, I think my mom hyped up my beauty a bit much on this trip, because my mom kept texting me and was like, but like everywhere you go, people look at you because you're just so stunning. They're gonna spot you and literally take you right out of the bar. You're not even gonna be able to do anything. She was like, don't drink, don't get drunk, they'll know that you're I'm like, who is they though? Like, you know, like who is following me, and are they getting my good side? Like, what?
No one even gave you a double take, and
I'm like going through customs, leaving Mexico. I'm like, okay, hello, the jig is up.
It's like when you see a construction site full of men, and you're like, ugh, they're gonna fucking say something to me, and then you walk through and they don't say
like
anything.
nothing. They're like on their phone. I'm like, whatever.
And you go, wow, my outfit was not good.
Oh my God.
Well, I'm sorry that happened to you, but I'm glad that Kim is looking out as always. My mom is always looking out as well. My mom did the most mom thing ever.
Yeah, what was it?
We're watching the Super Bowl. And they have like the explosion. Everyone's celebrating. And you know how there's like hundreds of thousands of confetti? And she goes, that is going to be so hard to clean up. That never went through my mind once. And as a mom, she's like, I mean, the vacuums that they're gonna have to use, the Dyson.
So niche for moms. They're like, oh my God, I
such
would
an
never.
Italian mom thing to say.
Such an Italian mom thing.
So I'm not trying to act like I am Barbara Walters, rest in peace, but I was in California, coming home from my show in San Diego, in the bathroom, taking off my makeup, taking a shit, who knows what I'm doing, plug up my phone. 4 minutes ago, Megan Fox had posted, like, I was on the ground floor. She said, like, your breath smells like dishonesty or something. And then there were like only like 100 comments, and everyone was like, look who she's following. She only followed Eminem, Timothy Chalamet, and Harry Styles, which is hilarious.
Which, you know, Just from that, first of all, I live for a petty bitch. I fucking love when people air their dirty laundry on Instagram. It's my favorite. But you know that in some capacity, they have had a couple fight about these said men.
1,000%, because they're like the generic hot guys. Like, you know, they were just sitting on the couch and Machine Gun Kelly was like, do you think Harry Styles is hot? And she was like, yeah. And he's like, are you fucking kidding me? Even though he wears dresses? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, what the fuck, bro? You think my style's better than Harry Styles? And she's like, no. And he's like, what the fuck?
You know the men that your husband, or they're not even married, that your boyfriend is insecure about. And to follow only them.
Imagine your boyfriend being jealous of Timothy Chevrolet.
But then I was looking on Dumois, and Dumois was like, they're not broken up. They just got into a fight, and then she deleted all their pictures together. But like, I just feel like it was a pretty heavy, like, for one fight, I feel like it was pretty intense to go on Instagram and literally delete every single picture.
So I thought it was weird that when I was watching the Oscars, or not the Oscars, the Grammys, I was on the ground floor again. I was watching it live, and it said in the lower third, Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly are up next for an interview. And then just Machine Gun Kelly showed up, and she was just standing watching. And you know what? There's just something.
Wait. He was doing the interview, and then she was standing what, like off to the side?
Off to the side, like she didn't do it with him. And even Laverne Cox was like, is Megan Fox gonna come, because we only care about her,
right?
And he was like, no. And then he just was like so weird during the interview. What is it? Like champagne and chocolate. Okay,
is that a Valentine's Day gift?
My dad got my mom champagne. Does he know it's not Valentine's Day? He probably just screwed up. Where do you think I get the lack of admin from?
He tried. Wait, he sent her what?
Champagne and chocolates to our hotel room.
Oh my God.
February 13th, because he's not the sharpest tool in the shed, but he tried. A for effort.
He wanted to be early.
Anyway, I thought that interview was weird, and I thought like they're going through something, but like pretty impulsive for a globally famous person to do.
Yeah, it's not giving mental stability.
It's not giving
at
stability.
All.
But were they ever giving stability is the question.
And then I like said it out loud, and Craig goes, I was like, oh my God, Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox broke up. And he was like, yeah, obviously, I told you that they were going to break up, which he did actually tell me after the post. Remember they like posted like some table or something, and in the like Instagram comments, it was like, remember when we had sex on that table?
Yeah.
It's like a couple months ago, and Craig was like, they're gonna break up. Nobody who like talks about having sex on a table like actually had sex on the table. Some weird conspiracy theory that
it's like
he had.
Fight Club. If you talk about having sex on the table, you don't get invited to have sex on the table. So Craig's psychic now, I
guess. Now can we?
You want to talk about?
I want to
Rihanna?
talk shit so bad.
Okay, I'm ready.
I'm gonna say an unpopular opinion or not. I'm not sure. I haven't tested the waters. I don't think the Super Bowl was like halftime was like that good. Like everyone was like, oh my God, it was groundbreaking. She was amazing. I think she's the coolest person on the planet, but like,
yeah.
And her coming out pregnant was like very nice. But like when I watch my Super Bowl halftime shows, I want a dance number. I want a dance routine. I want steps. I want them counting.
So the pregnant community is going to come for you.
Okay, but the pregnant community would be like, come on. We just we're trying to get out of like minimal things, and you just did the Super Bowl, and you just made it really hard for us
We're
to get out
fighting
of
for
lunch.
maternity leave, and you're not helping Rihanna.
I also just thought last year's Super Bowl performance was so good. And then this year I was just like, okay, she literally walked around the whole time.
This was
like,
so embarrassing. Who was it last year?
It was like everyone. It was like 50 Cent, Mary J. Blige, Snoop Dogg, Eminem. I mean, the whole crowd.
Eminem, Megan Fox's future husband. This is the thing. I kind of get where she's coming from, where it's like, you can't compete with last year. So she was like, I'm going to do simple, stunning, powerful, iconic.
I just felt like she was like annoyed too. She was like, you guys asked for me. You kept asking for me to do it. I'm here. I'm doing it. Like, like
the New
that
York
was
Times
the,
wrote an article, and I actually mean the New York Times. I got a notification about it. The
Yeah.
actual New York Times.
Yeah,
And they were
whoa.
like, the Super Bowl needs Rihanna more than Rihanna needs the Super Bowl. And that was the vibe she was giving.
yeah, she
Which,
was
again,
like,
I thought was iconic.
that was definitely the vibe. And then I kept seeing all of these like stories. Obviously, she was like all over the news and like everything. I had so many TikToks just like about Rihanna in general. I kept seeing all of these stories about how she hates Kendall Jenner. I actually want to look up how
tweet?
old. No, I want to look up how old Rihanna is.
I'll Google Kendall Jenner.
Yeah, look.
We're
that
our own
up.
producers. Kendall Jenner.
Okay, she's 34.
Kendall's 27.
Okay, what is that?
7.
7 years.
I mean, I fought with people older than 7 years in a house before.
Okay, right. That's what okay. Thank you so much for that segue. So everybody says that the fight originated when Kendall Jenner tweeted at like a mere 16 years old, I can't wait for the Rihanna concert tonight. If she doesn't play so-and-so song, like I'll be so upset. Rihanna tweeted back at her and said, then don't come.
See, is that real or was that a made up meme? But Rihanna was wild on Twitter back in the day, I remember.
And I just feel like if I saw a girl that was 7 years younger than me, I wouldn't even be able to make up beef with her.
Oh, so wait, you're like kind of not vibing with Rihanna.
I'm kind of not vibing with Rihanna. I told you it was unpopular, but like,
But sometimes I feel like celebrities get weird with the Kardashians. Like, was that a time where everyone like hated
totally,
Kardashians?
totally. You can hate the Kardashians, but you're gonna pick
You should not
the one that's a
cyberbully.
teenager to have the most beef with, who's like a massive fan of you. So like, I don't vibe with that. I didn't vibe with the performance. I felt like she just like walked around. I felt like she was practicing for the Super Bowl. Like she was like marking where she was supposed to be standing, like her steps. Like, okay, and then we go here, and then we do this, and we do a little, and then
So
like
she's known for like not ever fully committing to a dance move. Like that's her thing. Like she half-asses every dance move, and that's like her aesthetic.
okay, well, it just wasn't doing it for me. I
So
feel
you're
like.
saying when it was playing, your vagina didn't tingle at all? Like you did not get a little hyped?
I mean, I think her music is amazing,
Like,
and I bopped
cried
to
when
every
Umbrella started.
song. Okay, No, I mean, I think her songs are iconic, and it always reminds me of like that time in my life of like whatever song is playing. But I'm not tweeting that was the best halftime performance I've ever seen.
I agree with that.
I mean, I wanted like when Shakira and J-Lo did it. I mean, it was dance move after dance move. They were sweating. They were like, I wanted to see the
J-Lo
work.
did go on the top of a stripper pole and like, you know those Barbie dolls that you'd like pull the fairies when we were little and you'd pull
Yep.
it and it would just be like
That is J-Lo. That is J-Lo. She is one of those fairies.
And then there are always like so many different outfit changes and stuff.
Yeah, those one outfit.
But then there were like all these old white guys being like, that's how a halftime show should be. We don't need all this skin and all this ridiculous gyrating. And I'm like, okay, first of all, you're the guys who want all the skin in the first place, so calm down. I think it was a good celebration of like her career, kind of being like, oh, you give me 12 minutes, I'm going to give you 12 songs, and it's not even close to all my greatest hits, and I'm going to show them all
Right.
for you. I mean, if we're getting picky, I was really into the TikTok girlies being like, this is what Rihanna's going to do. And this
Oh,
girl
the
was like, this is how
predictions?
this girl's like, she's going to be like, shine bright like a diamond, and pause,
Yep.
lights down. And
And
then she'd be
boom,
like,
boom.
shine bright like a diamond, stop, and light. And they were like, and I was like so fucking into it.
I was
Bitch
so
Better
into
Have My Money
those.
was a good start, but I don't know. Think about it. Like, there's so many ways to do it, and some person was sitting behind a computer and was like, okay, how do I fuck with all of her music to make it as iconic as possible? I think she sounded great. Like, some people sing
I think
live and you're like,
she's-
oh.
Was she singing?
Was she silenced?
Was
she silent?
singing, or was she singing along?
Wait, I'm obsessed with you have like a full Rihanna beef.
I have beef with Rihanna. I'm going to be honest. I feel like as I get older and older, I pick up on energy. And every time she's on my Instagram or on my TV, I don't get the best energy from her.
Wow. I love when you take a strong stance like this. I just think she's very powerful and swaggy, and she's just like a billionaire. And
like, she gives me mean girl vibes. Like, she gives me vibes that, like, if you walked into a party, she would look you up and down and go, like, that's the vibe she gives me.
I never imagined I'd walk into a party and she'd be there. But now that I'm thinking about it, like, I think for feminism, you have to respect her.
You have to bring feminism into it.
Okay, I'm pro Rihanna. You're not Rihanna, and we'll see where this takes us.
Yeah, I want to know what the gigglers think. I want to know if they are like, we die for Rihanna, like, shut up, Paige, or if they're like, yeah, I didn't really vibe with the halftime show as much as everyone was like, that was amazing.
I did think it was interesting that she's decided to kind of like quickly pop out 2 babies, as some would say, ASAP. ASAP Rocky, yep. ASAP Rocky. In case you didn't get that one.
An Irish twin.
Yeah. But it's interesting, like, a woman in your career in entertainment that tours, or it's about like what you look like, when to decide when to have kids.
Right. If I get pregnant right after I've just given birth, I will literally lose my mind. That must be so taxing on your body. And like,
or your vagina's already like been opened. I feel like the second one, you could like, it could come out in a strong poop.
It could
You're
walk
like,
out. Yeah. It could be like,
it just falls right out.
Just falls out and says, hey mom, I'm ready for school. Like,
Mom, is the second one easier when you have a baby? She said it was faster. Yeah, she literally just went to the bathroom and
my mom had 2 C-sections, which just is so on brand. So on brand for her.
Brag. Do you know what's on brand for my mom? She like didn't even get a
epidural
thing.
Are you kidding me, Lenore?
She's like, she wants to be a hero.
I want all the drugs.
I'm not going to be a hero.
I want all the drugs. I could see Lenore even like contemplating if Lenore was having a baby today, I could see Lenore contemplating with the idea of like, what is a water birth?
My mom's like giving a little bit almond mom.
I had to be an almond mom to myself the other day.
What'd you do?
Because like, you ever get those days where you're just like, you crave like a lot of chocolate, or like, you're not a huge candy person though.
I'll crave like cheeseburgers.
Yeah, see, like, I will crave more sweets, and I was like, I'm gonna literally make myself a diabetic sometimes, because like, I'll just drink all the soda and eat all the candy, and I had to have a stern talking to myself and just be like, eat a fucking almond, you stupid bitch.
I do think everyone has a little almond mom voice in the background. It just, sometimes she's louder than others.
Yeah.
I'll curse that bitch out. I'll be like, it's not about you today. I'm tired. Did you see that she might have not been paid?
Really? To do the Super Bowl? I don't see Rihanna doing anything and not getting paid. I don't think. No way.
Well, she's a billionaire.
Obviously, I have so much admiration for her. Like, I think she is extremely talented. She's had longevity in her career. She's a fucking super rich. She's obviously smart. She has a makeup line. She has a lingerie line. Like, but I don't get great energy from her. And let me remind you, no is a complete sentence. So how do I feel about Rihanna? No.
Do you like her and ASAP?
Yeah, I do. I actually do like them as a couple.
There was a video of him like filming her during a performance, and I sent it to Des, and I was like, manifest this for you.
Yeah. I think their kids are probably very cute.
Anyway, anything going on with Fashion Week? Because as our fashion correspondent.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Have you been seeing those TikToks where like all of the influencers are like, I'm going to events and everybody's mean to me and everybody asked me what show I went to and blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, there's like all these TikToks of girls just being like, influencers are the fucking worst, which like I'm not on the opposing side of that. The way I feel about Fashion Week, like, in theory, I think that Fashion Week is like the coolest thing ever. By no means do I think that I should be invited to certain shows and sit front row because I'm an influencer. Like, I don't even really like using that word. Like, I don't feel like an influencer. I mean,
you're a journalist.
Right, I'm a hardcore journalist. But I think that it really is like such a cool thing to be invited to, and I'm always very excited if I get invited to anything cool. But I really do think that Fashion Week is for the designers. It's for like if you work at Vogue.
Once the influencers get involved, not that they shouldn't be there, but they make it high schooly.
Yeah.
Because the designers and the press, they get invited because obviously it's their jobs. But influencers get invited based on status. And status is very subjective. Like,
exactly.
People with like not a lot of followers will know someone and they get in and then they get the free dress. And it gives very high school vibes. And I think that's why some people have bad experiences, because you're hobnobbing with people who are doing things just for status. Not for the love of the game.
Like, the fact that not for the love of the game. So like if I don't get invited to like certain fashion shows, I am not like butthurt about it. And also I'm not an influencer girly that's going to the dinners. Like that is my worst.
Do you have to put your time into these dinners to get into
I don't
these
know.
Dinners,
I would not be caught dead at one of the influencer dinners that they're like, we're networking. I don't want to sit next to somebody I don't know. That is my own personal hell of like making small talk for 45 minutes.
And then have to go around and say a fun fact about yourself?
No, I went to one influencer dinner like situation maybe like a year ago, and it was fine, but I walked out. I was the first to leave. Duh. But I walked out and I was like, this is why I don't go to these things, because I don't like them. Like,
but also, Paige, like some of these people are full-time influencers.
Right.
Some people, their job is to create their own content and go to events.
Right. Which I totally get.
So like when it's your job, I totally would get that. But like for me, like I'm doing stand-up at night. I can't go to a dinner. And some people get energy from people. Like they like socializing, and I'm fucking jealous.
No, I know.
I wish that people brought me energy instead of sucking the living life out of me.
When at this wedding weekend, like the last night, one of the girls texted me because they were all like hanging out at one of the villas, and she was so nice. She was like, oh my God, like I wish you were here like for the last night. And I go, honestly, I'm socialized out. Like I've put in 4 days of socializing. I would never be able to come to this last event. I
literally, when they say like you've hit the bottom of the whatever,
like I'd hit a wall.
Like I lose all my my personality's done. I'm just a shell of myself. I'm just saying generic things that I heard people say before. Like I have nothing to give. And then I have to be alone and like get bored with myself to like eventually be put back into the universe.
And obviously I love Fashion Week because I like I like watching the runway shows. I don't give a shit who's there and who's not. I will literally watch the runway shows on like an Instagram account that shows like the actual models walking down the runway, because I do like to see like, oh, what are the trends that I'm like kind of going to want to wear next fall, or like what are these new clothes that I'm going to be interested in. It's like being little and playing dress up at like a larger adult scale. So like that's why I like it. If I don't go to certain things or don't get invited, I'm not like, oh my God, like I'm not in the fashion world.
But also,
like I don't
I feel
care.
like if you really wanted to, you could get invited to all of it.
No, I did get invited to a lot of things, but I
like I'm like, I feel like you should be invited.
But I didn't feel guilty for like skipping it and going to Mexico like with my boyfriend. Like I didn't shit for 4 days, but like I didn't feel like, oh my God, I have to be at Fashion Week or else I'm like dead.
Look, there's some New York City influencers that are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
like cool and smart.
And then there's some that just are not. I went to an influencer event one time and some girl looked me dead in the face, dead in the eye, and said, ew, I would never go on reality TV. And I said back to her, thank you. I said, thank you. I was like, I don't know what to say to that.
Oh yeah. I had someone literally be like, oh yeah, they asked me to go on your show. And I was like, I would never. I was like, thank you.
I like, what do you want me to say back to it? Like, I said, okay, thank you so much. I literally have to go.
Do you remember when Alex Earl, like before she blew up, she was